Most people make the first impression of a person within 7 seconds, so you need to make those moments count. But how? Let's dive into the science behind first impressions. Why are first impressions so important? A good one can land you a job, help you build stronger relationships, and even make a new friend. With a good start, you can strengthen the future with interactions that go smoothly. On average, our first impressions of people are 76% accurate, so this means that we are pretty good at creating gut instincts. How long does this take though? On average, most people make their first impression within 7 seconds, but experiments also suggest that people can make accurate judgments of others within 1/10 of a second. Here is the good news. You have control over the first impression that you make. And for the number of people out there, here are a few statistics. 95% of people believe first impressions are very important. 61% of people believe that they can instantly spot a fake the minute they meet the person. 79% of people believe that they usually or always make a good first impression. 68% of people believe their first impression of others are accurate. 44% of people say the first thing they notice is the eyes when meeting someone, and 40% of people say that it takes them 7 seconds to make the first impression. Now moving on to thin slicing. Facial features play a big role in this concept. Princeton University psychologists had people look at a microsecond of a video of a political debate. Amazingly, research subjects could predict with 70% accuracy who would win the election just from that microsecond of video. This tells us that people can make accurate snap judgments in 1/10 of a second. This is called thin slicing. And why do we do this though? 1, because snap judgments save time and energy. 2, your judgments about others can be changed, so why not make a base one to start with? And 3, we have inherent biases. Now, how can you make the perfect first impression? Here's a few science-backed tips to reference back to whenever you need to make the best first impression. 1. Hands. We love seeing someone's hands right away. It makes us feel safe. So whenever you are on video, in a conference, or walking into a party, keep your hands out of your pockets and visible. Ideally, give a little wave. We also love hands to gauge understanding, so speak with your hands. This lets them understand and remember a little bit more as well. 2. Eyebrow Flash. This signal is used to greet people you know and signals that you are happy to see them. This is universally recognizable. You understand it, and so does the isolated tribe person across the world without television. Even other primates like apes use it, suggesting that it's an inborn evolutionary gesture. By using it, you give the people a feeling of familiarity. 3. Real smile. Try to pull off a real smile, one that includes a Duchenne marker. You can do this by just being happy or thinking of something funny, or practice mimicking a real smile. You can try to fake a real smile, but of course the most genuine smile will be the real one. And remember, 61% of people believe that they can instantly spot a fake the minute they meet the person. 4. Launch stance. Straighten your back, no elbows on the table, don't forget to eat your piece. You may have heard these phrases in your household or even still do, but it makes sense because your stance is even more important than posture. And there's one very powerful way you can stand to make a difference during your first impression. Let's call it the launch stance, and it has 5 focal points. 1. If your toes are pointed towards someone, that means you're interested in what he or she has to say. Even if you're sitting, it's important to do this and show interest in them. 2. Your hands should always be visible. Biologically, we feel fear when we see someone's hands are concealed, as if they're hiding a weapon. This is translated to an instinctive notice of unease when hands are hidden. Cue Mark Zuckerberg. 3. Arms should always be loose when there's enough space between your torso and arms, preventing awkwardness and providing purpose. 4. Shoulders should be down and back, so they look nice and relaxed. It also sometimes helps to be exactly parallel or perpendicular to the other person, but this depends on them. 5. The chin should be neutral. Don't tilt it up and don't tilt it down. The angle can mean anything to the other person, so it's best to play it safe and just be parallel to the ground. These body parts may not be the body parts you were thinking of during your first impression, but they should be. 5. Give them a coffee. Okay, so say you have everything about your body language down. You're standing there in your perfect launch position, ready to give the best impression ever, when you realize something. The other person is crossing their arms. Crossed arms are one of the biggest body language barriers out there. It basically translates to not wanting a deeper connection with you. You can bet that if anyone does this while talking to you, they won't be ready to open up. So here's the solution. Give them something to hold. A coffee, a business card, a pen, anything that forces them to open up. 6. Use your ideal voice. We actually have a video that talks about this, but there's a huge science to voices. And the thing is, lower voices with a deeper resonance are more preferable as confident leaders. You may have thought that people would prefer a higher pitch and more feminine people, but that's wrong. No matter who you are, a lower pitch will win. But you probably shouldn't fake a deep voice and run around talking like Morgan Freeman.
Hello.
Everyone has a maximum resonance point, and this is your ideal vocal range, where you shine and naturally sound like our leader. There is a simple equation to find your maximum resonance point, and it's included in a previous video that I have made. 7. Repeat their name. Like Dale Carnegie once said, the average person is more interested in their own name than in all the other names in the world put together. Here's the science. When someone hears their own name, unique parts of the brain are activated. Use this to your advantage and slip in their names multiple times in the conversation. Something that you can do all the time is to repeat their name right after they introduce yourselves. Joe, it's a pleasure to meet you. 8. Copy their slang. You can create special moments by connecting with the other person and building a rapport, all by just using their word choice. The most important thing to remember is to be subtle though. Everyone will notice if you start talking to Morgan Freeman in his voice.
Hello.
There are 2 important types of words that you can use. Sensory words favor one of the 5 senses. For example, a musician may tend to say things like, "That sounds great," or "I totally hear what you're saying," versus a personal trainer who may be like, "I feel you," or "I am touched." Use similar lingo and dialect when you notice people who resort to certain senses. The second types of words are certain adjectives, like amazing, cool, or sweet. Use their positive words to make the conversation even more positive. So next time you meet someone for the first time, I hope you make a stunning first impression. For more course-structured content like this, check out the Success Bistro on Udemy. The link is in the description. Thank you for watching this video. Please consider subscribing. Hope to see you in the next one.